Hey there, it's E-Squared Photography. I'm Erin.
And I'm Emily, and we are here to keep things simple and fun.
Are you maybe new to senior photography or maybe just starting out? Maybe you're sitting there wondering, how am I going to handle all of these emails? When should I hand this out? When should I send this email? Should I remind them? And all of these questions that might be coming to mind, or you just feel like you're simply unorganized. Well, we're here to tell you a little bit about how we go about handling our senior workflow from start to finish.
So grab a pen and paper and get ready to learn all about our workflow. And make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell for notifications of future videos.
We promise that by the end of this video, your workflow will be one continuous stream from start to finish.
And make sure to tune in all the way till the end because we have something special just for you.
All right, so we're gonna just dive right into this. So let's say the first step is your client sends you an inquiry. They're interested in booking a session with you. You're going to then send them, or this is what we do, we send them to our website, which has a form for them to fill out to get just that simple information from them.
So then what we do is we respond with an email, and there's a lot of things that we put in this email. But what we do is we first tell them, here are the dates we have available. We have already pre-selected these dates and times. We give them the list of dates so then they can choose from them. And then we also, at this point, we tell them that 50% of their payment is due to book and save their spot.
All right, also in this email that we send to them, we send them a detailed form. Now, we use a specific software to send them this form or this questionnaire. You could just type up questions in an email and have them respond. It could be as simple as that to start. So what do we include in this form? Pause the video here and maybe jot some of these things down, but here's what we include. We ask for, of course, their first and last name of the senior, their cell phone number in case we need to contact them as it gets closer to the session, the first and last name of the parent, and the cell phone number of the parent if they prefer to be notified by the parent instead of the senior, the email address they want the invoice, the contract, and other things emailed to, the home address to send our style guide, and we'll talk about that, the high school name that they attend, because sometimes it's a different high school than you would expect, the year of graduation, because you never know about that either, Instagram handle so that we can start following them right away on Instagram, their date selection. This is where they'll pick their top 2 dates that were given to them originally. And then the package selection. And we lay out all of our packages here so they can choose which they would like. And then we just like to end the form just asking if they have any other questions pertaining to their senior session, because then it's not this back and forth email conversation. It's all done right at the same time. All right, a question that we have for you right now is, do you, when contacting your senior or your senior parent, do you use text messaging? Do you use email, or maybe you phone call them? Let us know below in the comments. We've always wondered.
Now, once we get that form back and those questions answered, they've picked their date, so we are now able to put together their contract and their invoice and send that to them. And again, we use a special software for this to send it to them. You could do this in a lot of different ways, but we have just found that the software called DUBSADO is really, really helpful for us.
Okay, next. So they've picked their date, they filled out a short questionnaire, we've sent the contract and invoice, they've signed the contract, they've read it over, and they've made their first payment. Then we go ahead and we send them something called our E-Squared style guide. Now, if you're a new photographer, don't freak out. You don't need one of these right away. This is something that you can slowly build if it's something you're interested in. It also doesn't have to be a physical copy. We like that part of it. This is ours, for example. However, you could do a digital copy if it's something that you want to start with. So what does this include? This includes different styling tips for them, tips about their session, maybe location ideas, makeup and hair tips, a ton of different things. And it also even includes a little section for just guys, as well as a little timeline to explain how their senior process goes. Kind of like what we're talking through right now with you, but from the client perspective. Along with the style guide, then, we also send them via email a little print pricing guide so they can view that over and kind of get prepared for what kind of prints they want to be able to hang on their walls and what they want in the end.
Now, once we're about 3 weeks out from their session, we like to send them another detailed questionnaire. And again, this could be via email, this could be the software you're using, whatever you want. And with that, we include these things. So go ahead again and pause your screen if you'd like to jot these down. So here are some things that we include in this questionnaire. We ask them, what locations do you have in mind? And we also give them some suggestions of our go-to spots, so then they can pick from those as well if they don't have ideas in mind. We ask them, what props are you going to like to include in your session? What are your must-have shots? Like maybe they really want a picture with their guitar doing this pose. They have those ideas. A lot of them do. We ask them if they have any insecurities. We will ask them if they will bring a friend or a parent along, and we really encourage this because it helps relax them at their session. Then we ask them if they plan on getting their hair or makeup done professionally.
And the reason that we ask that question is just because in case we have to cancel due to weather, we want to make sure we give them a heads up in advance so then they can reschedule their hair or makeup appointment.
And then one of the last things we ask them is just some random questions that we've created. Like maybe, what are your plans after graduation? What's your favorite restaurant? Your dream vacation? Things like that. So then we can get to know them a little bit more. So we have something to talk about at their session. Plus, this gives us some content to post on our blog posts about these seniors.
Okay, so after they've filled out that detailed questionnaire, we will then contact the senior or the parent via text or email, whatever their preference might be. And we'll just finalize things. If there are any other follow-up questions or anything that we need to clarify with them, that's when we'll do it.
And then about 1 week before their session, we collect their final payment.
And after we collect the final payment, we'll also just send them a few days prior a reminder text of location, where we're meeting them, the time, remind them of the number of outfit choices they get, and just ask, do you have any final questions before your session? But we look forward to seeing you, and it's going to be so much fun.
And then it's the day of the session.
All right, so we've had this session. Now what we do, typically the night of, because they're so excited, is we go through and we cull the photos to get that all over with. And then we pick our favorites, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3, some sneak peeks to post on our Instagram and Facebook.
So the next thing we do, the next day, we send them an email just thanking them for the session, and then we let them know when their photos are going to be delivered.
Okay, so when we actually shoot them the email and let them know when their images are expected to be in their inbox, we always under promise and over deliver, meaning we deliver them always before we tell them we're going to.
Then once we've done that, we finish editing the photos as quickly as we can, and we upload them to their gallery. And we use something called SHOOTPROOF to do this, but there's a lot of different things you can use for this.
After editing the photos and uploading them to their gallery, we pick out some of our favorites and write a little blog post about them and publish the blog on our social media. Now, the blogging isn't something that you absolutely have to do if you're a new photographer, but it's something that we've added just to personalize the experience a little bit for our seniors.
Then the final step is to deliver their gallery. You can do this in a lot of different ways. You could deliver their gallery, just send them the gallery link and they have it ready to go. Or you could have a in-person meeting and show them the gallery at that time. It's totally up to you how you want to do that. We've tried a little bit of everything to figure out what works best for us. So last thing, send them the gallery. Now that you know our workflow from start to finish, we hope that has been really helpful for you, and we hope you got some good notes taken. But we've also created one other thing just for you.
All right, so in the description below, you will find a free download, which is a posing tips for seniors, and also a little planning worksheet to plan out your next senior session, making sure you organize that session and have it ready to go before the session even starts.
Make sure to check us out on Instagram at esquared photography school or at esquared.photography for more photography inspiration. So what is one thing that you learned from our workflow that you want to try putting into your workflow to make it go smoother or just to up your game a little bit? Comment down below.
And don't forget to download the free planning and posing worksheet below. And if you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, share with a friend so we know to make more videos just like this one.
Now, if you want to know more about senior photography, we have other videos about prepping for your senior session, how to book more seniors, how to pose the seniors, all sorts of stuff, and how to edit the senior pictures. So check those videos out on our YouTube account. And then you know what? Stay tuned for future videos, and we will see you next time.